Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we have another player review. Just coming down. Okay, now, the player we're going to review today is actually not a very popular one. Okay, so, there's not much interest in this man. Okay, now, he comes, he used to play for Sydney, and now he's moved across to North Melbourne. So, we're going to see now if Luke Parker should be in our teams. We're going to find out. We now go to Footy Wire, okay, and we look at Luke Parker. Now, he's not a very popular pick, I've noticed. If you go on, we're actually going to look at his popularity right now, but nobody's interested, okay. Now, Luke Parker, you can look at durability, okay. Now, 22 games, 22 is his lucky number. Every year, 22 games. Okay, you could say 2020, he played 17, but it's only a 17-game season that year, so he actually played a full season as well. He's played a full season virtually every year. Missed one game in 2018. Besides last year, okay, he didn't start well. He was injured, and then he played in the reserves. He was an unwanted child because he took his spot. Just coming down. Now, let's go to 2022, which was besides last year. Let's go to 2023, which was his worst year. Okay, mind you, that's a 96. That's as good as an F1. Okay, 2023. What did he do? Okay, well, he started well. Okay, looks like he was averaging well. He even has a huge ceiling. 145, 134, 103, then a 155. A couple of low games towards the end. Okay, now, let's find out more about this young man, okay? Well, when I say young man, he's 32 years old and 2 months, okay? So he's not that young, okay? But he's still young. We saw what players of his age, even older than him, can do, okay? We saw last year what Zorko the Magnificent did, okay? We saw Yo put up some decent numbers. Age matters in a way, but is he really that old? Okay, because you can see he's very consistent. Okay, let's find out. Now, I've put here a list of players that Parker is up against, and if we just take Parker out of there for now, because I'm going to add another one in here. Okay, I'm going to add in Pooh. Now, he's the most popular. He's a very popular boy too at the moment. So let's just put Pooh in there for now. So these are 8 players that Parker is competing against for that top 6 spot. Okay, now, which players could he be better than? Okay, now, I think the Horny Man will outscore him, okay? Maybe Shy Bolton. So maybe we could take out Shy Bolton, all right? Let's take out Shy Bolton for now. So now he's competing against McRae. Now, McRae is probably going to be better than him, okay? Caleb Daniel will be better than him. So you got 3 players now we know that will be better than him. So now there's only how many left? We got Rankin. I think Rankin probably will be better than him, and so will Dylan Moore, okay? Now, so now that leaves us with 2 spots. It's either Bailey Smith or Philippou. Which one is going to be better? Because Philippou is also competing against Rankin, Dylan Moore, and our young man over here in Luke Parker. So can Parker outscore some of these players? Well, going by last year's averages for the forwards, okay, you can see here the forwards were the best average is, and he didn't even play forward, well, in our Supercoach teams anyway, was the Horny Man, and he averaged 99. We just seen, and the next best that did play forward was Dylan Moore, averaged 97, and Rankin 96. Well, we did see that Parker can smash those averages, okay? He has smashed those averages before. Just had one bad year, and he did it. And we're going to see what happened in the 2024 season. Now, I've put up a whole heap of North Melbourne players here that could play midfield. Okay, now we've got here McKercher. Okay, now we've got here the Sheezels. Now, we know for a fact that Sheezels is going to play midfield, okay, because he did it last year. So Sheezels is a lock. Now, who's going to take the other spots? Well, we know that Uniac will play in that midfield. We know that Wardlaw will play there, okay? That leaves you with now Finn Sullivan, maybe a young boy. All right, let's just take Finn Sullivan out for a minute, okay? Now, Will Phillips has gone through that midfield previously, all right? He could be the one that takes some of that spot. But let's take him out for now, because we did see him Actually, we saw Powell towards the end of last year play in defence. So we may see Powell in defence again. Let's just take Powell out for now, okay? And Will Phillips, he might not even get a game, okay? Look at the midfield there. So let's take out with Will Phillips. Sheasels for sure will play. Now, the Kirch might play defence. He might play wing. He might have a couple of goes in the midfield. Might even play forward. We don't know, okay? But let's just say Kirch is more a defender, winger type of player next year. Let's just take this year now. Let's just take Kirch out for now as well. So that leaves us now with the three main guns, Uniac, Wardlaw and Sheasels, followed by two players that will probably rotate, Simpkin and Parker. Then the others will have their goes each, maybe 10-15% each. So I can actually see Parker as the fourth rotating player in that midfield, along with Simpkin. They're going to switch. Now, Parker has gone to North Melbourne. He was getting game time at Sydney, okay? So it's not like Sydney weren't playing him. They didn't play him at the start, but he was playing. He's played there all his life, okay? So to leave a club like Sydney and go to North Melbourne, besides a decent contract, he would have been promised some midfield minutes. They didn't put him there to play half forward, okay? He's there to guide the young players. So I'd say Parker will get at least 50% midfield time at North Melbourne, okay? He's not going to get his 80%, but he should get 50%. So we're going to look at Parker now with 50% mid-time, what he can average. We're in DFS Australia now, and I had to go to Sydney because that's where Parker played throughout his whole career. Now, if we look at Parker's history, okay, last year he didn't play at all, okay, until round 18, all right? Only had 30% CBAs that game, 24th, so it's not much. Then he had 43, 52, 48, 42, and that's not bad, okay? We're going to see these games in a minute. In previous years, with those big averages, even let's go to 2022, okay, those big averages, Parker was the main man in the 70s and 80s. So we're not expecting those huge scores, okay? These 1-8s, 108s, 106s. We're going to be a little bit more, let's say, we're going to take it low key, okay, with what we're expecting now, okay? And now, let's go to Parker now, okay? Let's have a look. Now, we're looking for CBAs, okay, 42%, all right? Where are we? Okay, that's the grand final. Okay, they got smashed in that grand final. Let's forget about the grand final. They got absolutely belted, okay? Let's go during the season now, all right? So I got 48%, 52%. Mind you, he scored a 68, so he didn't do well. Let's actually have a look at his map. Okay, he didn't do much at Sydney, okay, at 52%. Let's keep going down. He had 14%, scored a 109, okay, now, why, okay, played in can't work this out, he played in defence. Let's go back over here. He was subbed in or subbed out, one of the two, okay, something happened here, didn't play, so they can't even count these games. So we don't have much to go by from last year, all right? This one here, 24%, scored a 70. He didn't do much last year, okay? Whereas the previous year, 2023. Now, if we go by the previous year, because keep in mind last year, playing no confidence and also injured, also not the first midfielder. Now, the previous year, when he had, where's CBA count? Which one's a CBA? Let's take these out. This one here, okay. CBA count. When he's gone at 50% and between 40 and 50s, okay, we're looking for those. Between 40 and 50% in 2023. What has he done? Okay, we're not looking at the 80s. We're going to look at 40 and 50. Okay, let's keep going down. Okay, there isn't many between 40 and 50. Okay, let's say 38 can be, well, he didn't score much at 38 even. 45, he didn't do much. As you can see, when he's at 45%, he doesn't do much. Okay, now that's a concern. When he's at 70, he can go 130s. 72 or 104, 71% at 56. To get these big scores, all right, these 155s, he needs 81% CBA. You can see here, 134, 73%, 72%. So the question now becomes, how much CBA is he going to get? Is he going to get 80%? This is going to be a quick review, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. I can't see Parker having more than 50% CBAs. Now, I could be wrong, okay? I see Wardlaw and LDU as their main two. And I can really see Sheasels going in there. I mean, he's a gun, okay? Now, I'm not saying Parker's not a gun, okay? Don't get me wrong, okay? But I think Parker, at his age, is not the future for North Melbourne, whereas Wardlaw and Sheasels, even the boy that I took out, the Kirch, let's put him back in there. Even this boy, he's the future, okay? Parker is more like a leader, okay? And as we saw with Simpkin last year, he didn't spend a lot of time in that midfield, although he sort of did. But his average last year, okay, let's have a look at Simpkin. What did he average last year? Now, as you can see here, Simpkin has had averages of 97, 90s, but last year he averaged 79. And I can see Simpkin playing a very similar role to what Parker's going to play. Parker playing a similar role to what Simpkin played probably the last 2 years. So, realistically, okay, and we've got to use logic now, okay, and we can't just go by stats and see those 100s we saw before. So using some logic, okay, we're going to use logic for a change, okay, something we don't normally do, okay, we're going to use our brain. Just calm it down. Now, so what I'm suggesting here is, value-wise, he's cheap, all right, so he is cheap. You're not paying an arm and a leg for him, okay, he is cheap. He may be 50k to 100k under value. Okay, it could be unders by 50 to 100. You could get him. He could peak at around about 450k or 400k. He could peak there, but realistically, okay, I see him doing what Simpkin did and going at around about 80s. All right, keeper. I think there are better options. I think no. A decision for me is a no. Okay, must have is a no, and take the notes here. He also shares that round 12 bye. Okay, and that's disaster. The round 12 bye. So if you're gonna have so many players in it round 12 bye, he could be more of a headache than anything else. So, and also he's taking up a spot, all right, of one of these Jets, okay, not necessarily Smith, okay, forget about Smith, but he's taking up the spot of a Horny man or a Moore or a Rankin. He's taking up one of these spots. He won't take McRae or Daniel's spot. They'll go in there. Actually, let's just put Daniel in there for now. Daniel, okay, let's put Caleb Daniel in there, okay. Let's just put Luke Parker out of there. Let's pop him in here as well. Now, is Luke Parker going to be better than the Pooh or Smith? That's the question, okay? Who's better, okay? And I'm not sure if Parker is the answer. There may be another one. We may even get, I'm just going to cross this, we may even get this young man over here, get us St Kilda. He may even be forward eligible later on, and we can put Marshall in there if he plays forward. So there'll be some other options coming through after round 6 or even after round 12 with DPP that we haven't seen before that may appear. So starting Parker could result in trading him out. However, if he gets, and let's get back to the notes, okay, if they give him, okay, 80% CBAs, if they give him the 80, even 70%, okay, 70 to 80% CBAs, and then the decision for me is that he's a lock, okay. I'm predicting all of this based on 50%, okay. So this is all based on 50% CBAs, but if they give him 70 to 80, lock him in, okay. Throw away the keys because he's so cheap. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.